I can't remember the last time I was bored. And I can't remember the last time I scrolled on my phone either. There are so many things to make and do instead. And if you're someone that scrolls a lot, you already know that it doesn't cure boredom, it just sort of distracts you from it for a bit. And the minute you stop scrolling, you probably feel even worse than before you started. But by doing something creative and fulfilling, you're not only killing boredom, but training your attention span, being present in reality, and making a cool little trinket you can take away too. Today I'm going to be showing you 4 ideas of super cool, super easy things that you can make instead of scrolling. None of these are expensive, you can use supplies you have already, and I'm going to have loads of alternative options if you don't have those supplies either. Okay, so the first idea is keychains, and I have 2 variations of these, so don't worry if the first one you don't have the materials. So we're going to be using these little plastic window keychains, and you can open them up and you can put your own designs inside them. All you need to do here is trace out the size of the little window part and then draw your design in there, and you can actually see through both sides. So if you want to make the same design twice, or you could make 2 different designs, and you just slide them in and you pop it shut. You might need to trim them a little bit to make sure they fit nicely. And you can add to these keychains with all kinds of little accessories as well, but I'll get to that in a minute. If you don't have the little plastic window keychains, you can get a massive pack for about £8, £7. I'll leave a link in the description, but if you don't want to buy that, you can take a keychain you have already that you don't really like, you trace around that shape. Just as before, you draw your design, only at this time, you stick it down with sellotape. This will protect it a little bit from water damage if you go outside with it. Equally, you could make a keychain out of clay and you could just attach the little knobble that you get off of a different keychain you don't want anymore. What I'm going to be making is some hanging parts to add to my keychain. So one way you can do this is with beads, of course. If you don't have beads, you can always just repurpose a bracelet you don't want, or you could go and buy a bracelet for super cheap at a charity shop. I would recommend using that stretchy string because it's a bit thinner. You can get those letter beads and make your name. You can pick all your different favorite colors, and you can add little charms at the end if you want to as well, which is what I'll be doing. And if you don't have beads, you don't want to use beads, you can also use wool and make a braid design. There's all kinds of creative ways of manipulating the wool to make certain patterns, like flower designs with it ones. But for this one, it's super easy. You'll understand it in literally 10 seconds if you don't already. So what's really important is you need an odd number of strings, and you pick out your colors. I would recommend either 3 or 5 because much more than that gets a bit complicated. Maybe use a bulldog clip or just tie them at a knot at the end to keep them all together. And you spread them all out in front of you. You take one at the edge and you move it into the middle. And then you take the one at the opposite edge and you move it into the middle. And you just do that over and over again, making sure you keep it really tight. And then at the end you have this gorgeous braid, and you can add little charms to the end of this too. You can maybe incorporate beads into the braid, and you can just tie that onto your main keychain component. Okay, here is the final keychain. I really like how it came out. I think it's super cute, and I especially like the little charms. I think that's a really cute addition. Was this fun? Yes, this was super fun to make. This was probably the funnest to make of all of them. Was it difficult? Yes, it was really difficult because these friggin' things kept getting in the way, so it took me like 2 hours. But if you've got normal nails, this is probably like 3 out of 5 difficulty, just because there's quite a lot of steps if you want to add the little danglies as well. Also, if you've got this far in the video, congratulations, you have in fact won the opportunity to get a free drawing of your profile picture. Later in the video, I'm going to be hiding a secret code word, and if you comment that code word, then you are automatically entered into the draw to win, and if you get picked, then your profile picture drawing will be in my next video. Hey, the next super fun thing is to make a trinket jar. This is a little bit less complicated to make, so you can either make your own bowl out of clay, or you can find a small bowl that you don't really want anymore. Or if you're making your own bowl, you could use the coiling technique where you roll the clay out and then you score it, and you kind of build it up by going around with it and building layers like this. And then you score the outside edge and you smooth it down. You can use your fingers for this, or you can use clay tools if you have them. And then you want to do that again on the inside. Equally, you could just make a pinch pot where you roll it into a ball, you push your thumb down into the middle, and then you squeeze it and flatten it to make a bowl shape. And then you wait for that to dry and you have your bowl. Now, if you don't have a bowl and you're doing the other idea of repurposing one you already have, what you want to do is you want to sand it down disturb the surface so that it's easier to apply paint and stuff on. And the next thing you want to do is find the stuff that you want to put on it. So if you're not good at painting, this is super easy for you. So you can either grab a magazine and cut out bits you like from that, or you can go online and you can print off pictures that kind of correlate in a theme that you like, maybe pictures of your favorite band or singer, pictures that kind of fit your aesthetic, and cut those out too. You can also draw your own, but it is quicker to gather pictures from other places. And once you've done that, you want to look at the pictures you've collected and find a kind of common color, and you paint the whole surface that color. And if you don't have any paint, you can just layer it straight on without painting it. You would just have to either be okay with there being gaps where you can see the grey color of the bowl underneath, or just make sure there's no gaps when you're doing it. And the next thing to do is stick your pictures down. And PVA glue is essential for this, or any kind of liquid glue. You can try a couple different arrangements of your pictures first before committing to sticking them down, but once you do, you want to make sure they're stuck really securely, so a good thick coat that covers all the edges. And then if you have varnish, you can cover the entire thing in varnish to seal it all together. If not, you can use the PVA glue again, or potentially clear nail polish, depending how big your pot is. Okay, here is my pot. I am not 100% happy with this. Why? Something about the design just seems a little bit jarring to me. It's probably the most difficult to make. I'd probably give it like 5 out of 5 for difficulty. It's good to do something challenging because then the final thing feels more rewarding. And it's definitely fun too. I'll give it like a 4 out of 5 for fun. Okay, idea number 3, stickers. Now last week I made a video all about this, so feel free to go and watch that one if this idea really catches your eye. But this is going to be specifically how to make stickers if you don't have sticker paper or a sticker printer or anything like that. So what you'll need for this is paper, of course, something to draw or paint with. You will need sellotape and you will need baking paper. So you draw your gorgeous design, and in last week's video I gave loads of tips on how to make a good sticker design. But once you've done that, you cut it out, leaving a white border if you want to, or if you'd rather not, you don't have to. And then you get your baking paper out, you lay it flat, and you draw around the edge very carefully of your stick. Next thing you do is you cover that silhouette area with your sellotape, making sure there is a good border around it, and do this as carefully as you can so that there's no creases. Then you want to get your design again. You want to use the pencil lines as a guide and line it up, and then you want to use the tape again to cover over it, being really careful this time because this is the side that's going to show. So if there's wrinkles here, they will be a lot more noticeable. And once you've got that and the design is sealed, sandwiched between 2 sheets of sellotape, then you cut the whole thing out, leaving a gap around the edge, and there you have your sticker, and you can peel the baking paper back whenever you need to use it, and you can put this on your diary, on different notebooks. You can put it on your water bottle. You can even use that method to attach it to the key rings that I was talking about earlier. And if you don't have any drawing skills, that's fine. You can do this too. All you need to do is either print off designs that you like online. Don't use AI because that's a really stupid, boring thing to do. You can find pictures of your favorite singers, or you can go in magazines again. And you could even like cut little collages that you want to make into little collage stickers. That would look gorgeous. Okay, the stickers. I love these. They came out really good. Was this fun? Yeah, it was fun. Probably like 4 out of 5 in terms of fun, but it's super satisfying when you cut them out at the end. And was it difficult? Nope, not at all. Congratulations, you found today's code word. It's anchovy, you know, like the little fishies. So if you comment the word anchovy, you will be put into the draw to get your profile picture drawn by me for free. And then I'll show it in the next video and you'll get a little shout out. Thank you for watching this far in the video. And the final idea is making bookmarks. Now this is super cool because if you get really attached to your bookmark after you made it, then you'll be forced to have a book and read instead of scrolling on your phone. This is super easy. All you need is card and glue. This time a Pritt stick will work just fine. Potentially sellotape as well. So again, you can either draw your own design straight onto the card, or you can collage, you can cut things out from online, from magazines, just like we talked about before. So with this template, you do that design on one side, and then on the other side, you can either write a poem or your favorite quote from either someone on TV or something you found in a book that you thought was really beautiful. My bookmarks are actually of paintings that I've done before. I just printed those designs off onto bookmark size card. So on the back of mine is actually written information about that character that's on the other side. I'm not going to do this, but you can wrap them in sellotape to make them a little bit more durable and a bit shiny. If you have a hole punch, you can also hole punch the top, and you can use either the bead idea or the braid idea from earlier, and thread that through the hole, tie it, and then you've got a little tassel as well. So I hope you enjoyed those ideas. You don't need to be particularly artistically talented. You don't need to have loads of expensive materials. Little update for my loyal followers. Either this week or next week, I'm actually going to be increasing my schedule to 2 uploads a week. 1 regular video on a Saturday, so videos like this, sort of tutorials. And then on a Wednesday, I'm going to be posting a vlog, and sometimes they might interchange. So thank you everyone for being here. Make sure you check out my vlog on Wednesday, and I hope you make some amazing stuff and have an amazing day. Thank you, bye!